Hey guys, what's going on? It's Blackboard right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now today we're going to look at some of the much larger events taking place in the world today. We've got Donald Trump returning to X. Now apparently he's still shadow banned and he is scheduled to do an unscripted interview with Elon Musk later today. Now simultaneously we have got this information breaking as well, that today is the anniversary of the complete destruction of the Jewish temple and the Jewish state in history. So it's been destroyed twice before, 423 BC and also 70 AD as well. Iran may use this sacred and holy day to attack Israel. This could be the beginning of the major great reset which we've all been looking for, with the sort of, in the dynamics of where the world is heading now. Obviously, we're concentrating on the new global quantum financial system that we believe will take place sooner rather than later. So will Iran strike today? Who knows? There's also fires breaking and emerging around the Ukraine power plant as well, which I believe is occupied by the Russians at the moment as well. So yeah, literally all eyes are on today's events because there's a lot happening. However, let's go and dive into the crypto coin market cap, see where we're heading now. So I've just filtered these coins now in the watch list by the biggest gainers on the weekly. So for whatever reason, XSwap, there must be a glitch on the system here. So XSwap is coming out here on top when it shouldn't be, but that's up 16.3%. XRP up, doing really well on the weekly, 22%. Stronghold 17, XDC 13, Stellar 20%, Quant 20%. So we're looking at like healthy, decent gains on the weekly. So we're up about 15-20% for a lot of altcoins here. Now let me just move myself back in position. We'll close that down, and here we are. This is the linear chart now on the daily. This is the Poloniex exchange. So we've talked about how XRP has left the station here at the tip of the apex here in the week commencing 7th of July, 8th of July. So there we have it. We have that run up there, and we take out 65-66 cent, if you will. Massive rejection, but again we've had this massive wick down there, so that tells me that XRP has literally exhausted the bears in this market. But what I want to reiterate is the fact that we've got these world events taking place now, especially with Ukraine and Russia, and then what's going on with Iran and Israel as well in the Middle East. So it's definitely hotting up. We'll flick over to the lines with markers as well. We're still looking bullish in my opinion with this XRP chart. Again, nothing's really changed except the fact that we've had that fundamental news come out, where basically the court, Annalisa Torres, ruled that Ripple Labs in particular will have to settle a fine of $125 million, which is a 94% reduction from what the SEC was after. They was after charging Ripple Labs up to $2 billion. Now obviously that's a massive victory for Ripple if they've only got $125 million to pay off. Now I believe Stuart Alderotti has also came out as well, the Ripple defence lawyer. He's come out and stated that they will pay off that fine within a 30-day window. So we're looking here on the calendar, 30 days from today, we're looking at around, say for example, the first week, second week in September, which is interesting because we've been talking about September a long time on this channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed as well, because what we've basically been saying is that a lot of it is to coincide with the interest rate cuts, which the US economy will face, which is bad for the dollar, but on the flip side that's really positive for the crypto community. Now just flicking over to the XRP Bitcoin chart, we're still looking really bullish on this chart as well. Now I'll just zoom in for you guys. I'm on the daily here, so it's looking really good. You can see how we've had this sort of extended sort of price action here, anywhere from like the middle of June all the way to, I'd say, middle of July as well. And then we got that slow sort of grind to the upside, and then we've had that pop retrace, which the XRP tends to do. That's the natural behavior of the XRP chart, is to basically pump and dump. But when we're in the full-blown bull cycle, we do get we do get those three impulses which we've witnessed before. Now I can just go back to you guys, take us back out onto the weekly. Now you guys will probably know what I'm talking about, everyone who's been invested with XRP. So you've got like three, you can see the first impulse is so insignificant now, it's literally a molehill in comparison to a mountain, obviously with the price action that's played out before, but that's the first impulse, second impulse, and then third impulse, which is absolutely Goliath. They're going into the end of the 2017 and then into January 2018 where it does top out. So get back to the XRP Bitcoin chart here. You can see how this is playing out still. Let's scroll in once more. So this is where we are on the weekly now. It's looking really, really positive. And look at all these green candles. When was the last time we had all these consecutive green candles? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going into the 6th week now. So there's like 6 green candles playing out. Okay, and just going back quickly, I'm not seeing any sort of consecutive green candles here. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just have a look going into the previous cycle here. So even here when we made this first impulse, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th green candle there, we get that massive explosion to the upside. So whether or not history can repeat on this chart, on the XRP Bitcoin weekly, we would be expecting a 5th weekly green candle here. That's just what the data is stipulating. Once we do revisit the end of this wedge here. So this is where the 5 candles were, down here, where I've highlighted it in yellow. So whether or not we can get history repeating ourselves on this chart, data will soon tell us, won't it? This week, hopefully. So fingers crossed. Like I say, with all the massive events now, with what's happening around the world, we're just destined to make some significant gains, in my opinion. XDC XRP. Now I've also discussed this as well because I'm also massive on XDC because it's massively undervalued, probably the most undervalued ISO token there is, and for me it's probably taking on the most liquidity because it's involved in the biggest CBDC projects, and it's also invested in trade finance as well, which is at the moment that trade finance gap is valued over $5 trillion as well. So XDC for me is practically guaranteed that gig. And that's not to mention all the real world assets that we can tokenize and put on chain as well at a later date. But this is where we are. Again, this is XDC XRP. XRP has been outperforming XDC since the end of July last year, going into August. It's been almost a year of dominance for XRP. However, tides always turn, tables turn, and we are pretty much at the apex here on this particular chart now. So going into September, I do believe XDC will start outperforming XRP. So don't start hating, because I know there's a lot of XRP holders. There's not as many XDC holders. Why don't you just take that as non-financial advice and just grab yourself a bag of XDC and cover yourself in that respect? Okay. So we will go over to the XDC chart as well, just see where we're playing at. And again, we are at the apex on the linear charts. Okay, there is linear and log charts as well, but predominantly I'm just showing the linear chart today. And usually I show the linear charts, but occasionally I will flick over to the log charts. So this is where we are with XDC now. XDC is primed to go, in my opinion. Last week, you can see this red weekly candle here. We actually fell quite low here towards targeting that sort of 2 cent mark, just above 2 cent. But then the XDC price action was quickly bought up, and that's why we've ended up with this wick. And this close has gone in around the apex as well. The fact that we've begun this week now with a green candle, this to me looks really bullish. Again, we have been suppressed here, especially from this sort of explosion to the upside here from around July last year, and then we kind of topped out there, okay, in the end of July going into August, and then that's obviously when the price action has taken a tumble. So here we are now, guys. We are pretty much there, guys. We keep saying it, we're pretty much there, guys, but again, these are weekly charts, so 4, 5, 6 weeks, it doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're in crypto, a day feels like a month. Well, it does to me anyway, because there's always something unfolding, there's always tons of news coming out, you're expecting a reaction from the market, and sometimes you just don't get that. Sometimes you have an adverse effect, but again, we can only just go off the data, what the price is printing here over on the charts as well. September seems to be a big month for us. As Wall Street says, you sell your bags in May, go away, enjoy your summer, come back in September, October, because historically that's when the prices have risen the most. So here we are with XDC. Let's take a look at total 3 as well. So this will be the market cap of crypto excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now you can see where this sort of liquidation spikes come through down here. So we got that doji candle, and I've discussed as well how much I love a doji candle, because again that basically there's an indecision. So that's why you get the wick up, the wick down, because 1 minute the bulls are winning, 1 minute the bears are winning, and then you find that sort of grey area where we're unsure, we're undecided where the market's going to go. Now for me, especially with the events this week, that could act as a catalyst for the whole markets to maybe panic and go into sort of commodities like gold, silver, and obviously digital assets as well, because they are really, in my opinion, they're really safe. Obviously XDC and XRP in particular have had no outages since their inception, so for me they are a safe haven, and they're easy assets to get in and out of. It's not as if you're buying physical gold and silver. Yes, I know you can trade gold and silver over your laptop, your computer, or whatever, but fundamentally you don't own it. Where crypto, you can own it, you can put it on a cold storage like a Ledger Nano, or if you're using Decent as well in particular to store your XDC tokens on here. So let's just have a look now on the crypto total market cap of 3. I've just highlighted this blue horizontal line here just to mark this wick. So I always like to see where that price action interacts with historical data. So you can see here how we've actually got that first peak, and then that's when we rolled over to set that sort of support line. Then that's when we've got that bounce to create that 2021 all-time high. So that, for me, that blue horizontal line has had significance, and it looks as if crypto as a whole has retested that significant level. So we've actually grabbed that liquidity. So for me, we've actually retested support successfully. Now that doesn't mean that we can't trickle down here over the next couple of weeks, but for me that is very strong support in my opinion. So just to measure the risk involved with crypto at the moment, see, worst case scenario, we'll be looking at a 16% dip across the altcoins. However, we all know where crypto can go, especially if we are heading to like World War III and sort of crypto becoming almost taking centre stage, if you will, in order to sort of push this new agenda with the new financial quantum sort of system that they're wanting to implement. Let's be honest, they want us, they want the whole world to be enslaved with CBDCs. So that's the route we're taking. Obviously, Ripple have also got the new stable coin as well. I think, is it RLUSD or something? I don't know. You tell me. I think it's Ripple Labs USD token. So they've launched that as well. So obviously Ripple and whoever's fronting that, they obviously know what's in store. Whoever's working behind the scenes at Ripple know exactly what sort of utility they will be adopting in the near future. But for me, on this particular chart, I want to be getting back up to this sort of trend line that we broke here. So this trend line was broke around the beginning, middle, arguably, of June. So yeah, we've rolled over. Like I said, we've touched that significant level. Now it looks like the rest of the altcoin, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, can start heading back up here. And I'll be looking at taking out this sort of weekly high up here. That would put the market cap around 780 billion. Now let's just do a quick measurement. So I'll be looking at getting up to around this sort of mark. So we're going to call it about 40% gain. So I believe we've got 40% gains in us. But as soon as we break this trend line, obviously we're going to be targeting up here at this weekly close, and we'll be looking at setting out new all-time highs fairly quickly. So I feel like we're going to get a really strong close to the year. We'll probably close the year for altcoins up around this sort of section. Then rolling into 2025, going into January, I expect the altcoins to absolutely rip. I'm telling you, rip. And this is where we've got the XRP blueprint here. So we've got the 36 weeks, 36 bars after the Bitcoin halving. So that is when, in my opinion, XRP really gets moving. This is on the log chart. The charts that I've been showing you today are linear. Okay, so there will be some discrepancies, and arguably, I've argued that XRP has broken out on the linear chart before. Once I find it, you can see it here, and just for ETH as well. Technically, from a TA point of view, we have broken out on the linear chart. I may cover the log chart in the next video, we'll see. But currently XRP is trading around 57 cents. For me, we are in hodl mode. If you got some dry powder, obviously you're looking to accumulate now because the train is leaving the station, and we've not got long left, guys, until we see the fruits of our labour and the market pays off. Because XRP, we've been waiting. Really, we missed this bull market, in my opinion, because we didn't exceed this previous all-time high that was set back in 2018. So in my opinion, we are literally going to go to town on this price action. And I do, as I say on this channel, I expect a guarantee of $27, $28 with XRP, and we could possibly see, depending on whether or not we get this third impulse here. So this third impulse here is looking at triple digits as well. So that would be massive gains. That would be the top of the market around September, October time of 2025. So we've got about a year left now to accumulate, buy more crypto and hold. Ideally I don't want to be selling till September, October next year, unless XRP does hit that $27, $28 mark, where I will be taking money off the table, because obviously these fractals do not account for wicks, etc. They're just sort of an illustration, just to give you an idea. So I wouldn't be trying to marry these up exactly and thinking, oh yeah, this blueprint stipulating $40. It's not saying that. It's basically giving you an idea roughly of what sort of moves we can expect. Okay, anyway guys, if you've got any questions, any comments, make sure to leave them down below. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to share, like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Blobble over and out.